Sit skiing has brought me so much joy and happiness that I don't have to feel like I'm holding people back, because as soon as I'm in my sit ski, I can go as fast as I want, go up pretty much all the same terrain as my friends, and usually I'm down the hill before they are. That's not very common in the disabled community, that there's always limitations. Sit skiing is definitely the great equalizer for disabled people. Going bird hunting with my friend, I was asleep in the passenger seat with the seat reclined. Woke up to my buddy rolling the car. We flipped 5 times into a buffalo field. I basically blacked out for a split second when the last kind of roll happened. They flew a helicopter in and I thought it was for him, and they were like, no, it's for you. And I'm like, oh. Then I realized, I'm like, okay, something's seriously wrong with me. So, but yeah, I just blew my L1 vertebrae into 4 pieces, and that was the only injury I had. Sit skiing, when you first start, everything's kind of scary because, you just got paralyzed, and being even, 6 inches higher off the ground than you normally are is scary to fall, and kind of like being in a giant ski boot up to your waist, where most times when you're in a wheelchair, I gotta go up this hill or I gotta go up these stairs, and as long as I'm going down a hill on a sit ski, I can be as fast as everyone else. Once you learn how to drop your hip and make angles and use your outriggers and get your balance points figured out, it really opens up, honestly, the whole disabled community. I'm on a neutral playing ground compared to everyone else. Probably A to Z has always been on the list because it's cool to be able to knock something off a list and say that you were the first person to go down something. The whole A to Z area is just an untouched wonderland for a sit skier that if you can get there.
It's definitely not something for the faint of heart. It's a pretty gnarly kind of goat trail around some rocks on the top of a mountain. So if you're not comfortable with heights or tight walking spaces or anything like that, it's definitely not the place for you.
Up! Woo! It's fun to go to somewhere that most people would say you can't get to. It's going to be definitely a group effort to get me up there. So I'm excited to go somewhere new with a bunch of cool people and hopefully ski it well.
He's been pushing the limits since the day I met him. I mean, he's always wanted to go somewhere that nobody's ever gone, ski something that no sit skiers ever skied. Pretty much a constant battle with him. Morning when we got up to the top Challenger, it was probably 7 degrees. The wind was just whipping across my face. You could feel the tip of your nose kind of going numb.
It was really hard. We had to take frequent breaks. We pulled him up and pushed him up that steep section while he was sitting in the sit ski. Sam was in the back pushing while me and Levi were pulling. It was very arduous.
To get him up that hike was definitely the hardest hike he's ever done, and maybe the hardest hike I've ever done. Took some extra boots so that he had a little more insulation, packed him full of hand warmers, and then get him to the end. And then once we got to the end, we had to get him back out of all that gear so that he could actually fit back into his bucket again.
It was really hard for Rob the rest of the way. So we were going to do a short rope belay on Rob as he butt scooted his way up the hike. I think Rob, obviously being the one that's actually on the tight little track, feeling how unstable he felt, he was definitely concerned, but I think Sam and I were never really concerned about it. We had him the whole time.
For an able-bodied person, it took me 20 minutes at the most to get to that spot versus a little over 3 hours to do with Rob.
I think we could go to Everest tomorrow, Thursday, whatever is better for you.
Next time we're taking a helicopter.
He was exhausted by the end of it, but he did great, and we all made it.
The stoke level up there was amazing. Every time someone walked by and saw what Rob was doing, just saying how amazing it was and cool it was that he got to go up there and do that.
It was awesome to see the final push. Got him to that awesome trail, and he was able to ski it, that awesome run. But I was pretty psyched to see him do it.
It's been on the bucket list for a long time just because it looks so cool.
Awesome. Excited that's over with, and I'm excited to ski.
Dropping in 3, 2, 1, dropping.
able to ski it and be able to get to it is an achievement alone on itself. Being able to enjoy the turns going down was great. A lot of people look at me without seeing me ski and they think, what a poor life that guy has. And I think my life is way cooler than it was before I got paralyzed. The people who are usually looking at me that, oh, poor this guy, I think I have more fun than they do, usually.